Welcome to Scene-A-Rama TV. I'm Miss Kelly. Papa Tom is getting ready to show us some basic building techniques using the Scene-A-Rama Building and Structure Kit. Some things you will need are a hobby knife, a fine point marker, and a ruler. Now, let's go over to Papa Tom and learn some basic building techniques.
Start with the project board. It's really very versatile. For a simple building, let's just get the basic outline, and then you can come back and cut the doors and windows as you see fit where you want them. Now there are other techniques that you could use as well. On this particular one, I'm using brick. And we'll put a brick line up the whole side of the building.
Did you know bricks have been around for more than 5,000 years, with earliest recordings of sun-dried mud bricks dating back to 7500 BC.
And we're going to cut out the building and then the windows and doors. Now very carefully make an angled cut on both sides. That'll create a wedge. Peel out the wedge and you can bend your building. And when we get the other side done, we'll get the project glue and cement them together, and it'll create 4 nice corners on it. All right, the next thing we want to do is work on the chimney. Of course, you can go with whatever type of chimney you really want to play with. This one I'm going to make stone. Remember, the stones are all kinds of irregular shapes, so don't get set on any particular shape. Just kind of ad-lib it as you go. What you want to do is just slightly indent it into the surface so that will create an indentation, and that creates your whole chimney. Why don't we work on the roof next? And I think what we'll do is do a shake shingle roof for that. They can be a little irregular. In fact, the more irregular they are, probably the better it'll end up looking in the long run. What you're going to want to do is take your razor blade knife and make just one cut on that same line. Only don't cut it all the way through, just break it through like maybe halfway. Now just make an incision and cut them right through and just kind of stagger them.
Kids, be sure to ask Mom or Dad for help when using anything sharp such as scissors or a hobby knife.
Take the edge of your ruler and just kind of break it down through there. You can also go, if you want, and push on them slightly at the lines as well, and that will really give it some more definition. Cutting it about a little more than halfway, but not through, on each side. Now we fold it on the line and do something like that. And let's do some painting. Remember, here's our brick house. And what we want to do, using our Horizon and Detail kit, we're going to use some orange. And we're also going to use some of the brown that they have here. And slur it in there. A little more brown. You don't want to use a straight color though. Remember, you want to just kind of blur things together a little bit.
Papa Tom is using the Scene-A-Rama Horizon and Detail Kit for his paints. These paints have been tested and are compatible with all the Scene-A-Rama line of products, but any paints will do.
Now I can do the roof as well. So let's take a little bit of the water and the brown and we'll paint the shingles. You know, it doesn't matter if you're going from side to side because you want to make sure that you get into all the little cracks and crevices throughout here. But on your finished stroke, make sure it's on a downward stroke like this. That way it creates the flow of the paint going down, and it really helps visually to create that wood shingle streakiness that you see in all the little veins of the wood going in one direction, downward. I'm excited. Doesn't that look good? We'll set that aside. And we'll paint the chimney that we've made. We want to use straight black at first, right down into the center of it, where it's going to be nice and sooty. I mixed up some black into the white, just a little bit though, just enough to get it to where it's a light gray. And then paint that all over your outside here. So we'll set this aside now and let things dry. The building is now dried, and what we want to do is add some glass to it. In the kit, it also has nice film plastic, so let's cut a few pieces for the windows here, and we'll cement them in place.